Changes in the air. It is that time of year once again. We are in fall, but more than just the leaves are changing around here. And for me, generally, I'm not a big fan of big kind of life changes. However, changing motorcycles is not something I've really been afraid of, other than usually going to the dealer, because the dealer experience most of the time is absolutely horrible. Surprisingly this time, it was pretty easy. So yeah, I got a new bike. Here it is, 2024 BMW R1250 GS Adventure, or GSA if you prefer. Yes, I did trade in the Harley. And yes, soon I will have my last trip video coming out, putting a few finishing touches on that if you're waiting for it. Doesn't seem like a lot of people are, which, that's okay. It's more about, for me, it's a long one because I left a huge chunk of the $1 Million Highway footage in there and just put some music on it, and I can experience that ride whenever I want just by hopping on my own YouTube channel and giving myself a view. So yeah, why an R1250 GSA? Or even, I would have gotten a regular GS, but the 1250, and this was the one of two left at the dealer where I purchased this for 2024s. For the 1250s, they had a lot of the 1300s. The new one, but that being a new model and everything, you know how those new models can be when they just come out. They don't have all the bugs worked out, and really there's no manufacturer that is immune to that. Once these things get out in the real world, that's when the bugs start coming out. They start finding them, but the good companies find a fix for them. I just don't trust these people behind this truck here. So see, they're not going to turn on a turn signal, so I don't know where you're going. That was the one that almost got me. Don't want to assume because some people are turning left, that guy behind him. All right. Well, the other advantage of getting a leftover 2024 here in late 2025, which I got it in August. Actually, today's November 4th recording. I purchased it on August 4th. So I've had it 3 full months. I've got just under 2,000 miles on it now. So it being a leftover, I kind of got off track there. Anyway, it being a leftover, it saved me quite a bit of money off of the old MSRP. This thing had been sitting around in a dealership probably well over a year. And so yeah, I feel I got a really good deal on this thing. And the dealership experience that I had was the first time I ever felt like, holy crap, this is just too easy. There's something wrong here. But why change bikes? After having taken the Harley on a big long road trip, Well, I just wanted, I wanted to change things up. I don't know. Did I get bored with the Harley? Maybe. I always really enjoyed, I did enjoy the Tiger, but it lacked a few things that, the Harley had over it, especially as far as touring goes. It had the Harley had cruise control. Well, this has cruise control. I added heated grips to the Harley. Well, this came with heated grips and heated seats. So, that was a bonus right there. This thing, even with these factory tires, I could do a little bit of light off pavement. Nothing too nasty, but I would definitely want to stay out of those sandy pine areas anyway, at least if I was by myself, because that stuff gets deep. The bike handles so well. It's incredible how great this bike handles. The suspension is unreal, so comfortable, and I'm not sitting back like on the Harley, but I am well, probably should have downshifted one more. But I am very comfortable on this bike for all-day riding. I mean, the biggest day I've had so far was just about 300 miles in one day. And there will be more. And now that is really, the seat especially is, I had to find the right position. So the seat has two positions. You can go high and you can go low. And trying to figure out how I wanted to position the seat took a little while as far as comfort, because in the high position, what's the word? What am I looking for? In the high position, my feet, I am, not able to flat foot the bike. Not that it matters if I can flat foot or not. It doesn't really matter to me. I can always put one foot down and lean over a little bit. However, the other downside to that is, or the seating position that I tried with that, is it always felt like I was kind of like I was moving forward, like gonna slide into the tank. And I didn't really like that. Well, even in the owner's manual, you don't have to have the front of the seat and the rear of the seat both on the same setting. So I have the rear of the seat set to the low position, and I have the front portion of the seat in the high position, and it gives me a little bit more of a laid-back kind of seating position. There is, of course, I don't have highway pegs on this bike, but all the guys love a great set of jugs, and that's where I can just put my feet up out here on the engine guards, because they stick out to the side and they work perfectly like a set of highway pegs. Is it as comfortable as having a set of highway pegs? No, and yeah, I could put a set on here if I wanted to, but if I want to stretch out my legs, this works perfecto. No, I'm sorry, it's not a Ducati. It's not an Italian bike. This bike is nice. It's different. I wanted to change it up as far as my bike was concerned. the other big change that's going on with me. It's not something that I chose to change. And that was my job. So back in early September, just about a month after I got this bike, myself and 7 other of my coworkers find out that Halloween, October 31st, is going to be your last day because we lost a couple of the contracts. That's just the way it goes sometimes in aviation. When companies start losing money, the first thing to go is usually the flight department. And it happens. Back in 2020, we all know what was going on in 2020. There are a lot of helicopter charter companies here in the Northeast. And a lot of them barely survived. And most of the guys that were pilots for them all got laid off. My job, for some reason, was deemed necessary. So back then, we didn't have any, people talk about, oh, we were on lockdown. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I was going to work every day. So that change was not a welcome change, and I think I'm looking around. I think I might just be done with the flying gig. Still have my drone certificate. I could always try and do something like that if I wanted, but might just do something else. Do something that's going to be a little less volatile. Which that might mean going back and turning wrenches and working on cars. And that's fine. I enjoy wrenching. And that's one thing that is pretty much always steady employment with that. Anyway, those are my big changes for this fall of 2025, or autumn if you prefer. New bike, welcome change. No job, not a welcome change. We'll get it all sorted out though.